Section 15 of Captain Billy's Whiz-Bang, Volume 2, Number 18, March 1921. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Captain Billy's Whiz-Bang, Volume 2, Number 18, March 1921, by W. H. Fawcett. Read by Quartertone. Classified ads. Getting rid of Grandma. From the Mount Horeb, Wisconsin Times. Crowan brothers have been doing a land office business butchering hags for individual families in town. Objection sustained? From the Clarendon, England Mercury. Wanted. A really plain but experienced and efficient governess for 3 girls, eldest 10. Music, French, and Latin required. Brilliancy of conversation, fascination of manner, and symmetry of form objected to, as the father is much at home, and there are grown-up sons. Arise, ye dead, and walk. Sign in Seattle streetcar. The beautiful mausoleum at Washelli Cemetery affords a royal resting place for those that sleep in death. For directions to get there, phone Ballard 1850. They feel nice on your cheek. Advertisement in Indianapolis Star. Oh, so warm. Ankle-length satin bloomers, with the prettiest shirred cuff. It's the quality of soft satin you'd like to feel against your cheek. All soldiers invited. From Keene, New Hampshire Democrat. There will be a bean supper at the First Unitarian Church on Saturday night, followed by a musical program. Models, Cars, and Otherwise. From the Des Moines Tribune. If party who stole Cadillac car Saturday will return pictures and films taken from car, he can keep car. Pictures are priceless and impossible to replace. Mail to Des Moines Photo Materials Company. A Noiseless Rumor. From New Orleans Times-Picayune. With private, Uptown or Carrollton by young man. When at home, I read or sleep, both quietly. Reserve us a sandhole, please. From Honolulu Star Bulletin. Wanted. Young woman to share apartment on beach. What every woman ought to know. From the Davenport Democrat and Leader. Reverend Mr. Rewlands gave his address following the supper hour, and about 75 women of the congregation were present to hear him. His subject was, the kind of service men can render to the church and to the world. Oh, my dear, you should have seen him. From the Hampton, Iowa Chronicle. The thieves took everything else he had in the room. Mr. Ferris borrowed a pair of pants from the housemaid while he went out to a store and secured a pair of shoes, socks, etc. Man proposes, but not always marriage. Scotch Thrift. Sandy, the office manager, approached Annie, the stenographer, for another loan of $10. It was a weekly occurrence, and always had been granted. "Well, Miss Laurie, here I am again to borrow the usual 10-spot," he said. "Funny, isn't it? Here I am making 3 times as much money as you, and yet I have to borrow money from you every week. You always have money on hand, and I feel ashamed to ask you for another loan." "Oh, that's all right," replied Annie. "I haven't as much money as you think, but I have borrowed from the boss and always managed to hoard a little bit." "The deuce you do!" exclaimed Sandy. "That's what I've been doing with your 10 spots." There was a young chicken named Rose, who wore the most wonderful hose. They set the men staring, but she wasn't caring, for that's why she wore them, I suppose. Perfect Cleanliness. "Martha, have you wiped the sink dry yet?" asked the farmer as he made ready for bed. "Yes, Joshua. Why do you ask?" "Well, I did want a drink of water, but I guess I can wait until morning." Miss Allison's Sensations. We've heard lots of gossip from Hollywood, but it takes a Philadelphia question and answers editor to win the rubber medal in the following. Q. Who is the movie actress whose horse ran away with her recently? A. This blushing experience befell May Allison recently while enacting the famous ride of Lady Godiva in Hollywood. The scene was made at night, and Miss Allison, clad only in a long, flowing blonde wig, was riding her horse down the street when the animal took fright at the brilliant lights and made a bolt for a public street. A nice neighborhood. Two neighbor women were having a word battle over the backyard fence. Mrs. Brown. I know more about your husband than you do. Mrs. Jones. Then you'd had better keep silent, as I know more about you than your husband does. Within the law. Izzy was seen with an enormous diamond pin. His friend Mo couldn't understand where Izzy got $1,000 to pay for it, so Izzy explained, My uncle died and left $1,000 for a stone to his memory. I was the executor, and this is the stone. Jest jokes and jingles. Have you anything to say before leaving the stand? Asked the judge after pronouncing a death sentence upon a Negro murderer. Yes, sir, Judge, replied the prisoner. I wants to say right here that this is going to be a lesson to me. The melancholy days have come, the saddest of the year. It's much too warm for moonshine, and too cold for darn near beer. He snuffs it. Hashish Kid. This is a grand town. Just imagine a quart of hooch at 50 cents a bottle. Thirsty stranger. Shh! Where can I get it? I don't know, I said. Just imagine it. A hobo's lament. I said, Good man, can you help me? I'm a millionaire, dead broke. But the poor old man was deaf and dumb. I could tell by the way he spoke. Officer. Why didn't you salute? Don't you know I'm a captain? Buck Private. That's a darn good job. Hang on to it. Late house tonight, my love, she'll say. Midnight or later, maybe. If I'm not home till break of day, you stand to with the baby. I have a wife, and I have a flivver. My license to run the flivver is okay, but my license to run my wife absolutely is the bunk. Feminine intuition. Speaking of women having more sense than men, did you ever notice that when the baby gets big enough to walk, father wants to give away the baby carriage, but mother puts it in the garret? Filipino style. At the quaint shop in Sterling, Illinois, one can buy bead necklaces, so beautiful, as the shop quaintly puts it, that every woman will want a string to wear if she hasn't anything else. A new idea is like an egg. The responsible party simply can't help talking about it. End of section 15.